anymore. Yeah, totally.
Like, it would have been like a completely different experience without you guys, like without a lot of people. So definitely you guys are like a big part of the reason we like LA.
Yeah. I don't think I realized how much that, because you pointed out to me, because I convinced like 2 of my friends to move to from Minnesota to LA at like different points when we were there. And they like lasted like a month to like 3. And then they're like, okay, we're going to go back now. Yeah, that was fun or something.
To be honest, we don't get when people say, oh, LA is too much. We're like, is it? I was here for like 4 years.
We kind of like it.
But we realized like, we have each other, you know, we go back home and work together. Like it's easier to deal with everything. But for your friends, they were by themselves.
Yeah,
so
that would be hard.
Even though you can meet in the day, you know, but still it's like complicated.
I mean, I was born in LA and I kind of, you know, off and on hated LA, and I, you know, always knew that I wanted to live in New York. But I think you're totally right. I think it has to do with like who you're around, because there's a lot of BS in LA, and there's a lot of, you know.
When did you hate LA?
Off and on my whole life. I don't know.
Where are you now?
What do you feel
like
now?
Currently I'm hating LA. So.
No, I mean, actually I love it now, because again, I have good friends and stuff, but I think you know, if you're friends with those people that are like just kind of chasing the whole celeb thing of LA, it's whack. But if you find, you know, the real and like down to earth and authentic people, then it's great. And it's pretty every day, and you can actually like have a backyard here. And whereas New York, it was like, you know, you have like a tiny little hole in the wall place and you're paying a fortune. Especially during the pandemic, it's been so nice that you can like take road trips and be in the desert, or you can be in Big Sur, or you know, wherever you want.
Oh yeah, actually Big Sur, we like road trip back down there, and then our car
it is
broke
beautiful.
down.
It is beautiful. I did grow up with all the, you know, for me it was hard because expectations were so high. Because I did grow up with all the punk rock bands and all the basically whole scene singing about how awesome was California. And then you get there and it's impossible to live up to the expectations. So you kind of have to be like, okay, reality is different. Okay. But I had to like re-evaluate how I was seeing LA. And I love it. We travel a lot. We road trip everywhere we could. And it's really beautiful. We're going to miss it. Like, I'm pretty sure I miss it already.
Well,
you know?
we miss you.
I'm sure we'll be back too. Wait, I know. We'll come back to visit very soon. We do miss it.
Oh, yeah,
sometimes.
definitely. We're going to go back.
Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah.
But it's funny what you were saying before too. It is true. Like when people, I think everybody in LA, or a lot of people in LA are chasing something, chasing like their own form of success. And I feel like that's a lot of people in LA, but I find that different people have different ways of doing that. And so it's like, like we'd run into people like, oh yeah, we're all trying to find our thing here. But then some people just have that in a way that doesn't line up with your reality. If you want to put it nice, like, you know, like it's just different people have different ways of trying to make it in their industry. And yeah, definitely you see some dirty tricks and you're like, oh, I forget that people will do whatever they, you know, can do to do that. And then, so yeah, it's like what you said, like, but then you find some people who are just like hustling and they're just like awesome. And they're, I mean, not that the other ones aren't, everybody's right, blah, blah, blah.
Well, I met Carrie when she just moved to LA from New York. So that's how we became friends, because she did my hair and makeup on a photo shoot and we were like instant
cool.
buddies.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Carrie, I stalked your Instagram the other day. It was
Oh,
so cute.
thanks. I've been so bad about it. I feel like since the pandemic, because I'm not really working a ton, obviously. I mean, there's no red carpets, there's nothing going on. So I feel like I've really taken a step back from it and I need to get back on my game.
Well,
that would be hard because that's all like out and about. So like we can do like work from home, but that would be all in the field. So that would be rough.
But even it's weird. Like I have been pretty inactive in Instagram too, because it's like, there's nothing to show. Like, hey guys, I'm here in my bed again. I'm gonna make a video and then I go back to bed. You know, what am I gonna do? You know, it's the same thing every day. It's kind of
like,
hard.
Here I am having a snack. Now I'm gonna.
I know.
That's what I wanted to touch on. Actually, is that Lenay, you're suddenly like harder to get a hold of, and you're doing like a phone cleanse. Is that right? Are you like kind of distancing yourself from?
You know. That was an easy way to put it, but kind of like, and it started in LA, but I just recently, I turned off all my notifications.
So did I, yeah.
And it started at first just with like Instagram and everything. And then since I got to Minnesota, I think, or even like before end of LA, I just turned off like even like messages and emails. And it's just like, I've been so like just living in the moment, but I just feel like I was reacting so much to like, my phone tells me what I need to do or think or feel. And now it's more on my terms. And I feel like I have more control of like, okay, I'm going to check up on my messages messages or my mail. Granted, I need to actually probably set an alarm to remember to do it more now, but I'm like went all the way back, and now I'm going to like kind of find a middle ground. But yeah, I just felt like my phone was controlling me more than I was in control of it. So that was my way of taking the power back a bit.
That's great.
Drives my mom crazy.
Oh, and me.
And you. Yeah. We're together all the time, but yeah, that too.
But the 1 second we're not together, I try to call you and you're like, nope.
Yeah. It's like 1985 again.
I know.
I turned off notifications for everything but messages and email, just because unfortunately I have to be up on that for work or my boss will kind of lose it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I found though that turning notifications off for all the other stuff on your phone is so much better, because you're not just like checking it every second. Those little noises and everything just will immediately like, oh, what do I need? Like constantly looking at
Pavlov's dog, it rings the bell and you go, oh, I'm needed. What's going on? And you're like, I need to deprogram that and not feel, because a lot of it's not emergencies,
Totally.
And it probably comes with memories too. Like.
Yeah.
And then the sucky part is like, if you open your phone for something specific, let's say, I don't know, someone sent you an important text and you check it and you're like, okay, everything is good. And you go back to being present. But sometimes I forget, I open the text, I'm done with work. And then I without realizing, I'm scrolling on TikTok.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what am I doing? And I'm laughing. I'm like, wait, how did I get here?
I know.
And it's just so like Instagram, all those things you don't notice in your day.
Yeah.
Totally. It's all
So
like
crazy.
habit. I delete all those from my phone and then look at it from a web browser, which kind of reduces it. So
That's smart.
Oh, that's good,
I try having 2 phones and it doesn't work. I still download everything in the other one. I just have 2 phones now that are exactly the same.
Well, I was just going to say, so I feel like I've probably met you guys at Victoria's at some point, but can you give me like a little backstory? I mean, also for our listeners, just to like introduce yourselves, like kind of who you guys are, what you do. And also I'm curious personally, like how you met, and it sounds like you guys travel the world together, which is super interesting. So is it possible to get a little rounding out of who you are?
Oh, me first.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, my name's Lenay.
Hi, Lenay. Like,
Hi.
welcome, Lenay.
Thank you. This is my social for the month.
Yeah.
Thanks for having us on. That was like me at the dentist today. I was like talking so much.
Hi.
There was like just like
People.
3 of them there.
Yeah.
I'm like,
You're like, interaction.
I'm like, this is. I just booked dentist appointments just to talk to people now.
You go back and they're like, your teeth are fine.
I know.
Please, are you sure you don't need to look it up one more time?
But this one too.
Yeah.
You're fine. Please leave, ma'am.
But yeah, let's see. I'm from Minnesota, which is where we're kind of we're at now, chillaxing. And I'm a singer-songwriter, so I like to write the songs. And I was born in Africa because my parents are missionaries in the Congo, and I don't remember it, but there were photos, and my best friend was a monkey named Haley. And
Which sounds like a joke, but that's
I know,
legit.
oh
It's 100% true. And what do you do? Like,
I just released an EP. I also do music under the name Jaxie. And I released an EP, and I had so much fun writing with new producers and writers that I used to write my own songs just by myself, and now I've had so much fun collabing. And Vicky, we've written some awesome songs.
We need to actually finish them.
that one's not done?
No.
Oh,
I think I
God.
want to change all the lyrics on that one, but I really like the track and the melody.
It is good. It is a good one. It needs to be out.
And so that's been fun. And then what else? Yeah, so I've changed my artist name like 3 times now because people keep taking my name.
Ugh.
People keep appearing with similar names and exploding.
And just getting really
And
big.
going super viral. And you're like, oh, dang it. That was my name.
And so I'm just like going to stick with Jaxie. And then
What's the spelling of it?
Jaxxi.
There you go.
Yes, no caps, no caps.
Look it up.
No Jaxie, there goes.
Yes,
like
nobody
viral
change
or
their name to
something.
Jaxie, please. and then so I'm gonna do music under the name Jaxie, and I've been Pinteresting a lot of inspo for hair and outfits, and I just kind of want to go extreme and use it because I want to use it as a creative outlet to just say what I want to say and just feel the freedom of kind of playing a character almost, since I'm kind of have a different name anyways, and it's kind of fun for me. It's a little bit less tied to my personal identity because I'm feeling like I'm creating a character and I'm subconsciously letting out, I don't know, whatever I want to.
I love it.
Yeah, turning away, man. It's like it's an easier way to let out some stuff because it's like even though it's still you, it still feels like your creative persona.
Yeah.
So you can be more like out there, or I don't know. It's
Yeah.
easier to see yourself as a third person.
Totally.
Yes.
It's like, I don't know, it's cooler sometimes.
Yeah.
I get that.
Yes, I've had fun with it.
Nice.
Yeah. Your turn, baby.
So yeah, my name is Herman. I'm from Chile. I started out doing this whole thing like 10 years ago on YouTube. I started a YouTube channel. It was all about comedy. Then, I did that for a couple of years. Now I evolved into doing gaming, reactions, blah, 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 like a little bit of everything. And now I'm just just like enjoying time, just enjoying what to do. I'm deciding if I'm going to do music, just to see what the next step is going to be. And we have been enjoying our time in the States. I haven't enjoyed my time in the States. You were here already. And I don't know, I had chances to meet a lot of cool people. So I'm like just really thinking what I want to do for the next 10 years, So I'm traveling a lot. I'm going back to Chile to work with more people in music, just to get in touch with just what's happening there, just really relaxed right now, just trying to see where do I see myself in 10 years.
Awesome. And because you guys both have insane followings, obviously. And how did that stuff start building? Was it like just really kind of focusing on socials and it just started growing organically? Like how did that stuff all kind of go off?
For me, it was like when I started doing comedy, I took my time to see what's happening on the internet, because 10 years ago, it wasn't new, but it was still pretty like fresh. So there was a lot of space to do a lot of new things. So I took my time to see what was working, who was doing what. And I created my own little show